Hey Pokemoshpitbeta, this is ZabuzaoftheWater again. I'm gonna bring you a Little Cup battle today with my first generation team. This team consists of all Generation 1 Little Cup Pokemon in the current 5th generation metagame. Looking at my opponent's team, I see a lot of threatless Pokemon, and I know one thing for certain: I need to save my Machop for that Porygon. The only other thing that I can imagine taking it out with is maybe my Ponyta, but if it manages to come in and trace Flash Fire, then there's no way Ponyta can do anything to it. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on with the battle. My opponent is HookemHorns, who I found on the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder. He's going to lead off with his Patrick, his Staryu, as I'm going to send out my Houdini, my Abra. We both got a little prediction going on this early in the battle, as we're both expecting our the other person to set up their Stealth Rocks. He goes for Hydro Pump, as I just go for Psychic, and I'm surprised he outsped, so I'm guessing there was some kind of speed tie there. Anyway, I pull back and go into my Croissant, my Paris, and as he goes for Thunderbolt, and as he goes for Recover, I go for Spore. Now, he can just switch out and cure himself in Natural Cure, but I'm not worried about that, because this Paris has both Spores, Stun Spore and Spore. So when he switches out, which I predict, I'm free to Stun Spore his Meowth. So he's going to go for Fake Out on this next turn, as I'm just going to go for Earthquake to try and take it out, because I don't want, even paralyzed, I don't want this thing on the field. Unfortunately, it does not do enough to KO, and he's able to switch out with a U-turn. He's going to go back out into his Staryu, as I'm going to pull back and go back in my Croissant. He just goes for the Hydro Pump, which allows me to get up my HP with my Dry Skin. Not wanting to get any kind of status move, or block any kind of status move, he goes back into his That's Right, which is already paralyzed, as I go into my Perfect Aim, my Machop. He's going to send out his Bronzor, and I'm thinking this is a pretty good chance to take it out. So I go straight for the Close Combat, as I know it's going to set up Stealth Rocks, and as I figured, it's a 2-hit KO thanks to my Perfect Aim's Guts boost. So this next turn I'm able to KO with Close Combat. So down it goes, and now I've got a Machop with half its defenses, so I'm going to need to switch it out. He's going to go into his Kung Fu, so I'm, once again, going to have to switch out. I go into my True Jelly, my Tentacool, as he goes for Fake Out, and he's going to get a crit here, which really was horrible. I mean, look how much damage that did for a crit. Anyway, now that his Bronzor is gone, I feel safe going for a Rapid Spin and not having to go for Rapid Spin anymore. He pulls back and goes into his, he pulls back with a U-turn and goes into his Little Mothra, as I switch out into my Hero Ryla, not wanting to take a Wild Charge. He's going to pull back again and go into his Kung Fu, as I'm just going to go for Stealth Rocks on the free switch. So, since it is a Mienfoo, I'm going to switch back into my True Jelly, and he's going to go for the High Jump Kick. And this is the second time in a row he's got a critical hit on me, and it's just like, what the heck's going on? Surprisingly though, I'm able to outspeed and use Giga Drain on it. He's going to get me down to 2 HP with a U-turn, and then go into Patrick. I'm assuming he wants to KO me with Rapid Spin, but it's not going to be enough. This Tentacool is also is a physical wall as well as a special wall, so I'm able to attack. I'm able to get a Giga Drain off and not take much damage, or I'm able to get up some HP. So I go into my Croissant to take the Thunderbolt, and he's just going to go for a cover on the next turn. Not wanting to waste any kind of Spore or whatever on this thing, I just go for Bug Bite. Seeing that I'm going to go offensive, he's going to switch out into his Mothra again, as I just go for another Bug Bite. And here I'm going to switch out into my Tentacool, just for Death Fodder, which it probably would have been a better idea to switch out into my Ponyta. But, you know, c'est la vie. I'm going to switch out into my Hero Ryla, wanting to KO, and I'm just going to set up my Stealth Rocks instead. As he goes for U-turn, I'm guessing this was actually a prediction here. At this point in the battle, I'm like, I cannot take this guy lightly. I have to play seriously. Now, here's an epic thing. I figure he's going to expect me to switch into Paris and go for Rapid Spin. However, I actually stay in and go for Earthquake, and he predicts that and goes for Hydro Pump. Thank goodness it misses, because I would have been so screwed. Anyway, next turn, now that I've got his Rapid Spinner out of the way, I feel fine just going for Earthquake to try and take out his Kung Fu. And here I'm going to go into my Houdini to try and take it out, but he goes into his That's Right, knowing that I was going to, wanting the free switch. So he's going to go into his Porygon, which, here's where I need my Machop. And I go for Hidden Power, just to get a lot of damage off on it, because there's really no point in swapping out at this point in the battle. He's going to get a special attack up with a Charge Beam and take out my Abra, and I figure at that range of health, my Propane can take it out with a Flare Blitz. And I'm right, it goes down, and I'm pretty sure that critical hit didn't matter. Next he's gonna go back into his Kung Fu, and obvious fake out is obvious. I mean, come on, when you're a Mienfoo, what don't you do? Anywho, I go for a Flare Blitz, which almost takes him out. Almost! And he's gonna go for a U-turn, which almost takes me out. Now I figure I've got one more good hit in me, and I'm gonna try and make it count. So here he's gonna go into his little Mothra, and I'm just gonna go for a Flare Blitz to take it out. Not even gonna try and go for Morning Sun, because I know this thing has Wild Charge and it can take me out. Here I make a pretty bad mistake. I go into my perfect aim, and considering Mienfoo is his last Pokemon, what I should have done was I should have gone into my Paris, so that way I could save as much HP with my perfect aim as possible. Because now with a combination of Fake Out and High Jump Kick, he's gonna get taken out. So now I've got little to no chance of winning this battle. And I'm just going to go for a Spore as he takes me down to 10 health with a U-turn. So as he's asleep, I'm going to keep whittling him down with Bug Bites. Now, in this next turn, I'm going to do something so epic. He's going to, on this next turn, he's going to wake up, and I'm going to use a Spore again. However, because he wakes up, he uses U-turn, and that takes out my Paris and ends the game. I hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. I mean, I was kind of hesitant at first to submit it to Pokemoshpitbeta because I didn't win, but it was just such an epic battle. There was no way I could just give it to just my subscribers. I had to share it with you guys too. If you guys like that battle and want to see more, come on over to my channel, and you can check out all the different kind of Little Cup teams that I use. So yeah, have a great day, guys.